Now on Coast TV News.
New business coming to Milton. We've got the inside scoop.
Advising leadership, Delaware Representative Sarah McBride gets a key role in the new Congress.
The world is a stage, and now Freeman Arts Pavilion will run as well. As work begins on a permanent structure, we're going to tell you when it's going to be done.
And shaky deal. The ceasefire between Israel and Hamas that was announced Wednesday is already facing some uncertainty, and it doesn't even begin for 3 more days.
And the last of the snow showers are beginning to clear the coast, setting the stage for a mostly clear and gorgeous Friday. But I'm tracking another round of accumulating snow and some of the coldest air we've seen so far this season. My full forecast is coming up.
This is Coast TV News at 11.
Fast food in Milton, a new business that would go right next to the soon-to-be-built Dunkin' Donuts. Good evening, I'm Charlie Sakaitis.
And I'm Christina D. Robertus. Welcome to Coast TV News at 11. We begin tonight with something sweet.
Indeed, that is of course because when you talk about a place like Dary Queen, you usually think about the ice cream.
And as Coast TV reporter Brendan Conroy shows us, for people who live in Milton, they may be able to grab a signature blizzard or meal just down the road.
Milton looking to add yet another business to town right on Broadkill Road. And reactions, of course, vary.
I think Dary Queen would offer a wider variety of options for people than a Dunkin'.
Make it look like it's hometown. We don't need the golden arches. We don't need, the big ice cream cone in the front of Dary Queen.
This spot you see on your screen is already set to host a Dunkin' Donuts soon, and plans for a new Dary Queen have also been introduced to the Milton Planning and Zoning Commission, and those will be discussed at a meeting next week. Deb Carr-Francis lives in Milton and says this is just another way to ruin the town's history.
Make it what it is, appropriate to the atmosphere and the culture and the aesthetic to the community.
Rick Schuster lives just one town over in the heart of Lewis and told Coast TV more options are usually better.
Honestly, I think franchises offer a lot to people.
And says people are too worried about the classic look of Milton.
Some people get hung up on signage and stuff, and sure, there's a historic town, but ultimately I think choice is the most important thing.
Just for reference on how many businesses have been added to Milton, right here on Broadkill Road behind me, we have the self-storage facility that's being built, and back in that corner, next to the strip mall and Food Lion, a controversial McDonald's was just recently added. If you follow me over here this way, you'll see a giant field. That's where the Dunkin' Donuts is going to go, and pretty soon we might see a new Dairy Queen in this spot right here. Regardless of your own opinion on this project, Milton is growing, and it seems that business owners are looking to cash in. Whether the project is approved or not remains to be seen. The next meeting for planning and zoning is at 6:30 on January 21st. In Milton, Brendan Conroy, Coast TV News.
Today, the Bethany Beach Finance Committee discussed how increasing the price of parking would benefit the town. The Bethany Beach Finance Committee says raising parking prices from $3 to $3.50 an hour would generate an additional $649,000 for the town, money that the committee says the town needs to even out their summer expenses. Some people in the town say a cheap beach trip, that's just a thing of the past.
It's a lot of money to park. If you buy a house outside of Bethany, you have to realize that it's going to cost a lot of money to come and sit on the beach.
When we spoke with a member of the Finance Committee after the meeting, she said the idea of raising the parking still has to go through multiple finance meetings, then eventually a town council meeting before anything would be applied to those meters. But it does bring us right into our Coast TV poll. We want to know, what is the best way to improve revenues in beach towns?
Let's take a look at the results and see what you guys think. It looks like 78%, most people saying to cut town expenses. 1% saying attract more visitors or raise water fees, and 20% say raising the parking fees.
If you haven't voted yet, you can still do that. Go to coasttv.com or use the Coast TV mobile app.
We're taking a live look outside now into Lewis, and our first alert meteorologist, Chris Mastrobono, joins us now for a check on the weather. Hey, Chris.
Hey there, Christina. Yeah, some of us have seen some snow showers tonight. Some areas picking up a dusting. The ground is so cold, so whatever fell out of the sky stuck to the ground. You can see some light snow showers extending from Ocean View down through Fenwick Island into Ocean City and another area right along the Sussex County border there through Carytown, down through Truett, and all of this is pushing off to the east. You could see generally light activity and not much back off to the west as skies will begin to clear through the overnight. In fact, here's a live look into Salisbury where it is 34 degrees. Temperatures are going to be dipping into the 20s tonight. And tomorrow, wall-to-wall sunshine. We're going to get those temperatures up to around 40 degrees, but we are going to see some changes as we go into the weekend. Mild and wet to start, but cold and snowy to end. We'll talk more about that Arctic front, and it certainly is going to mean some business. We'll talk about how low those temperatures are going to fall coming up a little bit later on. Christina?
All right, thanks, Chris. We'll check back in with you. The 119th Congress is just getting going, but already one of its newest members, Delaware Representative Sarah McBride, is making a name for herself. Representative McBride has been named a deputy whip for policy. She will be advising House Democratic leadership on policy priorities. McBride says she's thrilled, adding, quote, "Just as I was in the Senate, I remain focused on lowering the cost of housing, health care, child care, and helping families make it through the inevitable challenges of life," unquote.
Construction begins at the Freeman Arts Pavilion with workers setting the foundation to a soon-to-be permanent stage. CoastTV News reporter Kevin Zappé shows us what other upgrades you can expect.
What is currently an empty patch of grass full of snow is usually packed full of people during the summertime. A vast majority of different artists stop to perform concerts here, with guests loving every second. And now you can expect future concerts to be a whole lot different.
We're so thrilled to announce that we are under construction with our permanent stage and back at the house facilities.
This week, Freeman Arts Pavilion Center announced the start of a major improvement project to bring a permanent stage and an enhanced experience to the concert venue. Their plan includes adding a 42-foot tall by 100-foot long permanent stage, which will now be located on the south side of the venue lawn. They will also have a backstage room for performing artists and changing the layout of the land by adding a hill, which will give everyone a better view. Dwight Miller, the project executive for Gillis Gokerson, says he's excited for what this could bring to the community.
I've learned a lot about the arts over the years through my kids. They got involved in high school musicals and I helped them build sets, and throughout the years I've seen how music and the arts can really enlighten and secure the education and the self-esteem for a lot of kids.
According to the executive director for the Joshua M. Freeman Foundation, they are currently still in the fundraising phase to make sure all the updates are taken care of.
As we break ground and bring more facilities and amenities to this project, we will continue to need the support of the capital project.
Miller says people can expect the updates to be complete before the 2026 performing session. Although this will be a multi-year project, don't worry because concerts in 2025 will still be happening right here. I'm Kevin Zappé in Selbyville, CoastTV News.
Today, Delaware Governor Bethany Hall Long signed an executive order creating Delaware's first LGBTQ commission. The goal is to tackle important issues like health equity, hate crimes, and ensuring non-discrimination protections. Governor-elect Matt Meyer is expected to appoint most of the commissioners after he's sworn in on January 21st.
Families can be complicated, and that is especially true when somebody has had their parental rights terminated. What happens to the children next? That's a key concern of two Delaware lawmakers, State Senator Dave Wilson, a Republican from Lincoln, and Representative Valerie Jones Gilner, a Republican from Georgetown. Earlier this month, they introduced Senate Bill 37, which would guarantee a right to legal counsel for eligible family members, including grandparents, siblings, aunts, uncles, and step-relatives. That legal support would help family members navigate the adoption process when a child is in the custody of the Delaware Department of Services for Children, Youth, and their families.
Well, after 15 months, a deal ending the fighting between Israel and Hamas is set, but Israeli approval is delayed by one day. NBC's Alice Barr shows us how, with the truce being very fragile, any setback is unwelcomed. But officials say the deal will begin on Sunday as planned, and hostages will start to come home.
With the Gaza ceasefire and hostage deal set to take effect this weekend, the U.S. and partners urgently working to resolve an 11th hour snag.
I am confident, and I fully expect that implementation will begin, as we said, on Sunday.
Israeli cabinet members pushing a vote to approve the agreement back to tomorrow, with Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu accusing Hamas of reneging on parts of the deal. Hamas maintaining it's committed to the agreement.
This is not an issue that is going to derail the whole implementation.
The fragile truce is set to roll out in 3 phases. Over the first 6 weeks, the fighting stops. Desperately needed aid surges into Gaza, and Israeli troops withdraw to a border buffer zone while exchanging Palestinian prisoners for 33 women, children, elderly, and injured hostages held in Gaza, including 2 Americans, a man in his 60s and a young father wounded in the October 7th Hamas attack. His father describing the image that keeps him going.
Sagi entering some room or a hallway somewhere, I hope and pray on his own 2 feet. And his 3 little girls now, one of whom he's never met, run and leap into his arms.
Israeli soldiers, other male hostages, and the remains of those killed would be released in later phases. Among them, 23-year-old American Israeli Hirsch Goldberg Poland.
This deal could have and should have happened a long time ago. We'll wrestle with that timing for the rest of our lives.
More than 46,000 killed in Gaza, according to local health officials, and the Israeli strikes continue. This little boy pulled from the wreckage overnight, rescued as negotiators race to save the deal that could end the devastation. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
On Monday, January 20th, tune in to NBC's coverage of the presidential inauguration. It's going to be right here on Coast TV, and coverage begins at 10 a.m.
Have you had a rough week? Well, why don't you cheer up with a weekly dose of local good news from Coast TV with personal features, fun things to do each weekend, and more. Sign up now for free at coasttv.com/signup. Now, we're just getting going this evening.
Still to come, Apple pulls the plug on its new AI news summaries. We'll tell you what went wrong.
But first, presidential visits on the peninsula. We look at Delmarva's history with the commander-in-chief.
Well, it's going to be a chilly start to our Friday in both Cambridge and Crisfield, but a gorgeous afternoon to get out and enjoy, because guess what? Yeah, the bottom drops out by the end of the weekend. We're talking accumulation of snow potentially, and yeah, some dangerous wind chills. We'll be back in just 60 seconds.
Ready to upgrade your drive? Visit buyatoyota.com or scan this QR code and start your journey today. Ready for anything with comfort that lasts the whole trip? Your new RAV4 is waiting, with deals just a click away. Right now, buy a new Toyota RAV4 with low 4.99% APR financing. Toyota, let's go places.
Coaches make a difference for their athletes and communities, and we want to honor them.
Each month, the Preston Automotive Group will select a coach who makes a difference and donate $500 to their organization. Then at the end of the year, 3 of these coaches will receive an additional donation to their program.
The coach can be from any sport at any level, up to and including high school.
Nominate your coach today at DelmarvaSportsNetwork.com.
Delmarva Sports Network's Coach Who Makes a Difference. Sponsored by Preston Automotive Group.
While Rehoboth Beach is known as the nation's summer capital, it's not the only community in our area to host a visit from the leader of the free world. And in this week's Coastal Connections, Matt Pensick takes us through some of the history of the trips made by past presidents of the United States.
As Joe Biden is wrapping up the end of his term as president, we still expect to see scenes like this. A retired Biden taking a walk on the beach near his North Shore's home. No man before, during, or potentially after serving as president has visited Delmarva as often as Biden. Then again, no other had a home on our peninsula. Several other members of the exclusive presidential club have spent time in our area. This is a 1909 photo of Teddy Roosevelt in Georgetown. Now, considering the clothing and that there are leaves on the trees in the background, this trip to the Sussex County seat was likely after Roosevelt left office in March of that year. In June of 1922, Warren G. Harding made a one-day trip that spanned nearly the entire state of Delaware. This is his stop in Milford as thousands lined the street to greet the president. According to the New York Times, Harding made stops in Georgetown, Harbison, and Cool Spring before boarding the presidential yacht anchored at the Breakwater in Lewis and sailing off to end his trip. Richard Nixon made several trips during his time as vice president and later as president. Most were visits to his good friend, John J. Williams, at the Delaware Senator's cottage in Rehoboth Beach. Just before winning a landslide election in 1972, Nixon made a trip to Assateague Island as a guest of Whaleyville native and former chair of the Federal Reserve, Thomas McCabe. In the early days of his campaign for president, Jimmy Carter made a visit to Georgetown where, according to newspaper reports, he spoke about farming and the price of grain. Bill Clinton spent the 2000 Memorial Day weekend on Assateague. Part of that visit included an announcement that directed the Departments of Commerce and Interior to create a national mission for managing beaches and marine habitat. In 2016, then-candidate Donald Trump spoke at a jam-packed Stephen Decatur High School gym, hitting on one of his favorite talking points.
For creating jobs as a president, honestly, you either have that instinct or you don't.
The man who beat Trump in 2020, Joe Biden, now has more time to spend and take in all that comes with living near the ocean. With Coastal Connections, I'm Matt Pensick.
This morning's weather forecast courtesy of Baths by Spicer Brothers, a Delmarva tradition for over 20 years.
New year, new bath. Bring in 2025 with big savings from Baths by Spicer Brothers.
Right now, get 20% off all upgrades, plus save 25% on your entire bathroom project. Baths by Spicer Brothers can bring your vision to life with safe and accessible tub-to-shower conversions.
Our factory-certified team guarantees 5-star professional installation completed in as little as 1 day.
Call today and save 20% off all upgrades and 25% off your entire bathroom project.
Baths by Spicer Brothers, because you deserve the best.
Tomorrow at 4 on Coast Life, discover the magic of winter bird watching. From attracting beautiful birds to spotting rare seasonal visitors, we've got tips to bring nature closer to home. Coast Life, tomorrow at 4 on CoastTV.
Happy New Year from the dealership that puts you, the customer, first in everything we do. First State Chevrolet in Georgetown.
Rates as low as 2.4% and $2,000 off on this new 2025 Chevy Silverado.
Save over $3,000 on this 2024 Chevrolet Blazer. Sales, service, parts, body shop, and towing all in one convenient location in Georgetown, 1 mile north of the DMV.
We're First State Chevy in Georgetown, where we put you, the customer, first. Together, let's drive.
Not everyone wants a big funeral. For those seeking a simple alternative, the Eastern Shore's most trusted family and funeral services offers another option. Eastern Shore Cremation and Funeral Service is simple and affordable. A direct cremation tribute starts at just $17.45, or choose to have a small visitation service serving Delaware, Maryland, and Virginia with easy consultation by phone and streamlined electronic documentation. Learn more at easternshorecremation.com. Simply respectful.
Lighten up your week. Subscribe to the Coast TV Feel Good Friday newsletter. Sign up now for free at coasttv.com. Get your weekly dose of joy directly to your inbox.
Listen to Coast Country 103.9 and 106.3. We're Delmarva proud.
Well, it was a gloomy and cold day on Delmarva. We had snow showers, and those snow showers persisted through the evening. Some areas picked up a dusting. Not everybody saw the snow, but we may be dealing with more snow by the end of the weekend. 34 degrees currently in Salisbury. Winds are relatively calm. We're seeing the last batch of the snow showers push through. You can see them extending from Fenwick Island, moving into Ocean City right now through Ocean Pines, and those are going to be exiting the coast here over the next few minutes. Most of us are beginning to clear out as this weak area of low pressure pushes over the mid-Atlantic, but we are going to be seeing clear skies, high pressure building in. You can see pretty quiet throughout much of the Ohio, Tennessee river valleys, and we are actually going to see a bit of a thaw here over the next few days, but it's going to be very brief. 32 Rehoboth, we're at 32 in Seaford, 31 in Milton. So we have the small craft advisory up through 9 a.m. off the Delaware coast, and then extends southward through Chickateague, and then over in the bay, that is up through noon tomorrow. So a gorgeous Friday. We're going to get those temperatures in the lower 40s. Now we begin the weekend mild and wet, and then we deal with an Arctic front and a coastal storm, which could give us a couple inches of snow. And then we talk about that dangerous cold. We're going to be talking about sub-zero wind chills as we roll into Tuesday of next week. 25 overnight snow showers will be ending tomorrow morning, 6, 7 o'clock. Waking up to some wind chills in the teens, but we warm up pretty nicely in the afternoon. In fact, we're going to be up near 40 degrees, so the lower 40s, and it's going to be a pretty nice day under mostly sunny skies. Now, as we roll into the weekend, we begin it mostly cloudy into our Saturday, turning much milder as we push the mid to upper 40s, and then some light rain builds in through midday into the afternoon. It's not going to be all that heavy, and then we'll see that rain clear out by Saturday night. Then things get interesting as we roll into Sunday evening. The front stalls off the coast. We have an area of low pressure developing off the Carolinas that's going to push to the northeast. As that Arctic air crashes to the coast, we're going to see a precipitation shield break out. Some sleet, some rain breaking out the coast, and then that changes over to snow. We're talking about a 4, 5, 6 hour window of snow here through the evening hours, and then we clear things out and it gets very cold. We're looking at a general 1 to as much as 2 inches of snow, and then there is that cold Arctic air mass. We're talking about wind chills anywhere between 5 below and 10 below zero, creating, well, we're going to have one of the coldest inauguration days in nearly 40 years since Ronald Reagan, 1985, where it was 7 degrees, forecasting 21 in D.C. with a feel-like temperature of 11. Betty, Raymond, Rehoboth Beach, Delaware, you're the winner of our Paul Davis umbrella. We have that yellow alert in play for that potential accumulation Sunday nights. And then there's those temperatures barely getting out of the teens Tuesday through Wednesday.
Chris? Well, Rudy Giuliani has reached a settlement with the 2 Georgia election workers he defamed after the 2020 presidential election. Ruby Freeman and Shay Moss have been trying to collect on the $150 million settlement they won in the defamation suit, but they have had trouble collecting some of Giuliani's personal property, despite multiple court orders. The former New York mayor was about to face trial and potentially lose his $3.5 million Florida condo and his World Series rings. Giuliani had argued the condo was exempt from their collection efforts because it's his primary residence. He also claims he gifted 3 of the 4 World Series rings to his son. Now, the terms of the settlement have not been announced, but Giuliani posted on social media saying he will get to keep his Florida condo and his rings, as well as his $6 million Manhattan apartment.
Heading closer to home now, you're taking a look at the progress of the Millsboro Bypass project. The project expected to be 2 miles long with 4 bridges, including one going over a pond. The goal is to alleviate traffic in the downtown area and hopefully get you home quicker. But one local thinks statewide bypass projects would be better to help traffic in Millsboro and beyond that.
When people are coming from different states, New York, New Jersey, Connecticut and all that, coming down here, that's bringing more traffic. And then you got to remember the summer beach traffic is always here. So if you don't accommodate it for the whole year, it's never going to catch up.
The project is expected to be open to the public in September. Coming up in sports, Henlopen South foes Laurel and Lake Forest facing off in Felton. We have the high-octane highlights coming your way.
And also, wildfires are slowly being contained in Southern California, but frustration grows for victims waiting to return home.
Well, the snow showers that we're dealing with this evening are going to be clearing out, and we're going to be dealing with mostly sunny skies into our Friday as temperatures get up into the lower 40s. We talk about some brutally cold air in that extended forecast coming up.
Is your garage door in need of an upgrade or a repair? Then Clark & Sons Garage Doors can help. We believe your garage door should be more than just functional. It should be a reflection of your personality and style. With over 60 years serving the entire Delmarva Peninsula, Clark & Sons delivers quality craftsmanship and exceptional service every time. We provide free estimates on new garage doors. Plus, we offer comprehensive maintenance services to ensure your garage door stays in perfect working condition. So call today and discover why Clark & Sons is the name you can trust.
There's only one place to go for your next vehicle. IG Burton Chevrolet of Milford. Trusted since 1908 for our expert team, massive selection, and our unbeatable prices. Together, let's drive new 2024 Silverados up to $12,000 off MSRP. Or make no payments for 90 days on select new 2024 EV models. Visit us today. And remember,
nobody beats a Burton deal. Nobody.
Nobody beats an IG Burton deal.
At Delaware Electric Cooperative, safety is our top priority, and we need your help to keep employees safe. When you see our team working along area roadways, please slow down and move over. Delaware law requires drivers to reduce speed and move over when approaching working utility vehicles. If you can't move into other lanes, drive at least 20 miles per hour below the posted speed limit. Do your part to make sure our crews go home safe to their families every day. Slow down. Move over. It's the law.
Uncomfortable at home? Cold floors and drafts starting to feel unbearable? DryTech specializes in transforming crawl spaces into clean, dry, and energy-efficient environments by sealing out moisture and enhancing air quality. They create a home that's healthier, more comfortable, and efficient year-round.
Say goodbye to freezing pipes, wasted energy, and discomfort. Our expert solutions provide peace of mind and long-lasting comfort for every season.
And we're here for your next crawl space project. Have you DryTech yet?
Hi, Chef Daniel Green here with my Bionic Blade, the new handheld blender that's rechargeable, so you can make a fast, healthy shake anywhere. It has the motor and blades built right into the lid, so blend a shake at the gym, make pina coladas by poolside, or grind coffee beans for an iced cold brew on the go.
Get the Bionic Blade for just $29.99 with free shipping. You'll also get 2 sipping lids, a second container, and the sports lid. Get it all for just $29.99. Order now.
This is Coast TV News at 11.
Apple is temporarily pulling its latest artificial intelligence feature following backlash.
The feature summarizes news notifications. However, and this is a big however, the AI feature has repeatedly sent misleading or just false headline summaries to customers. The issue sparked criticism from a news organization and press freedom groups. On Thursday, Apple issued a beta software update to developers that disabled the feature. Users will later get the update users must opt into, though, then, which will emphasize that the information has been produced by AI. The company said it plans to re-enable the feature in a future update.
Well, extreme winds and dangerous fire conditions have eased a bit in Southern California, giving fire teams an advantage in containing multiple fires that are still burning.
As Maribel Gonzalez reports, the death toll remains at least 25 people, with the search through fire-decimated areas still ongoing. This as the tough recovery process begins.
This historically destructive Palisades fire, nearly a quarter contained as of midday, with fire crews making ground. 3 other blazes now between half and total containment, as monitored by CAL FIRE. Not as contained, rising frustrations among many fire victims want access into their devastated communities.
The repopulation of residents in the evacuation order areas will not occur for at least 1 more week for the areas that are deemed safe.
The U.S. EPA has been tasked by FEMA to conduct Phase 1 household hazardous materials removal in the burn footprints. We are beginning this work today.
Some have made it back to the ashes of their homes.
It's just gone. Everything is just gone.
This Altadena family, like so many others, scrambling to find affordable temporary housing.
These rentals literally cost twice as more than my mortgage.
What?
Airbnb and a number of large hotel chains in the region are now offering displaced residents low or no charge accommodations. California's governor signed an executive order today allowing mobile and manufactured homes and RVs to be used as housing outside of designated mobile and RV parks during rebuilding. A potential path forward for those left with nothing but hope.
It's going to be okay. You know, mommy and daddy did it once. We can do it again.
In Altadena, I'm Maribel Gonzalez reporting.
The Delmarva Sports Network from the Wawa Studios.
The Henlopen South for Delaware boys basketball is more packed than ever before. And two of the teams trying to rise up the standings are Laurel and Lake Forest, both hovering around the 500 mark. Early on, Laurel up 2, and Keyshawn Copes gets to his spot and knocks down the midi to extend the lead. And moments later, it was more of the same. Copes leaping past everyone and depositing 2. Bulldogs led by 6 after 1. Midway through the second, Lake in desperate need of some points, and Seth Young provides some. How about the long-range 3 for the senior to bring his team back within 9? And the run continues with the same guy leading the way. Young, not shy to let it fly. He helps lead an 8-0 run to cut the deficit to 4. But with the half winding down, the Bulldogs respond. Jeremiah Mizell Hopkins drills a triple. Laurel led by 3 at the half. In the third quarter, Laurel continues to thrive from the outside. Khalid Burton bangs in a 3 to extend the advantage. In the fourth, the Bulldogs put the finishing touches on this one. Copes goes to the weight room, puts in the hook shot. Laurel goes on the road and wins it over Lake Forest 58-45. The win snaps a 3-game skid for the Bulldogs as well. That'll do it for sports. Have a great night, everyone.
Listen to Big 107.7, Delmarva's classic rock station.
Ring in 2025 with a new roof from Spicer Brothers. Right now, get 20% off materials, plus save 25% on your entire roofing project. Our expert team is dedicated to providing unmatched customer service and quality craftsmanship. It's the perfect time to upgrade your home and start the year strong. So don't miss out on the 2025 savings with 20% off materials and 25% off your entire roofing project. Visit SpicerBros.com or call now to schedule your free consultation. Make Spicer Brothers your New Year's resolution because you deserve the best.
There's only one place to go for your next vehicle. IG Burton Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram Fiat of Berlin. Trusted since 1908 for our expert team, massive selection, and our unbeatable prices. During the Start Something New sales event, get up to $17,000 off on a new Jeep Grand Cherokee, or get up to $14,000 off on a new Ram 2500 Bighorn. Visit us today, and remember,
nobody beats a Burton deal. Nobody.
Nobody beats an IG Burton deal.
Come out for the Delmarva Shorebirds Hot Stove Banquet, Thursday, January 30th at the Waikamaco Youth and Civic Center. Get your tickets today, which includes a buffet-style dinner and your opportunity to meet Orioles manager Brandon Hyde. Plus, there'll be a cash bar and silent auction with sports memorabilia from your favorite MLB and minor league teams. Proceeds benefit the Shorebirds Fly Together Fund. Tickets available now at theshorebirds.com.
You rip and tear your old statements and bills, but thieves use this information to steal your identity. Don't be a victim. Get the ID Police, the new ink roller that encrypts all your old documents. So before you throw it out, just roll it on, and your information is gone, both on the front and through the back, even if the paper is held up to the light. Even your medical information is safe with the ID Police. So block it out before you throw it out. Order now and get your ID Police for as low as $9.99 and get free shipping too. This offer is not available on Amazon, so call or click now to get your ID Police for as low as $9.99 with free shipping. Order now.
Call 1-800-803-0512. That's 1-800-803-0512. Or visit getidpolice.com. So call 1-800-803-0512 now.
LEGO is releasing a new set that's just for Twilight fans. The 2,000-piece set is a model of the Cullen family home. It comes with 7 minifigures, including Bella Swan and Edward Cullen. The set was designed by a man who loves both Legos and Twilight. He submitted the design as part of the LEGO Ideas program, and thousands of people voted for it to be made into a real set. It goes on sale in February, but LEGO is taking pre-orders right now.
Man, they have some pretty cool Lego sets that I don't remember when I was little. Well, I'll tell you what, we're going to see some nice conditions tomorrow. Sunny skies, a cold start. Going to start in the 20s, but then by the afternoon, we're going to be in the lower 40s under mostly sunny skies. Enjoy it because it gets very cold from here on out. You get your latest forecast by dialing our First Alert weather phone. Now, the weekend starts mild and wet, but ends cold and snowy. We have that yellow alert in play, and then we are going to see some bitterly cold air, some of the coldest air so far this season. Sub-zero wind chills are going to be in store Tuesday through Wednesday.
Thank you, Chris, and thank you for joining us for Coast TV News at 11.
For some more local news and weather, you can download our Coast TV News app.
The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon, that's next.
We'll see you tomorrow for Coast TV News at 5 a.m. Have a great night.